Hey, welcome back to the Confidad podcast. My name's Dan Tinquist. So glad to have you with us again today. We begin this episode like we do every single episode with our fatherhood mindset.
Say it with me. I'm the only one who can fulfill the father role I have, so I choose to do it well. I get to show up well for my kids. Imperfection is reality. Ownership is a choice. Today is brand new. So is tomorrow. I am wholly loved, so I will love wholly. Today, as we equip you for this fatherhood journey, I want to dive deep into a question. What is love actually? What actually is it? What does it mean to love our kids? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? And I think a lot of us, if we attempted to define love, would struggle to come to a comprehensive definition, especially off the top of our heads. We might be able to feel it or understand what it's like to be loved, but to actually give love to our children, I think we struggle and we learn throughout their growing up. Totally normal. I recorded a video for my course talking exactly about this. And instead of trying to re-record it and redo it, I just wanted to take a snippet of it and give it to you right here to talk about what does it look like and what actually is love lived out. Love is best defined by experience, by either feeling it or giving it, right? Like the reciprocation of relationship and feeling the love that flows between two people. And specifically, when we talk about this with our children, they say there's nothing stronger than a mom or a dad's love for their child. Why is that? It's because that love reflects the character of a mom or a dad towards their child. It has nothing to do with the kid's behavior. No matter if you have an estranged relationship with a child or the best relationship with a child, the love for that child doesn't change. It's an outward directed, selfless, giving, sacrificial way of seeing and engaging with that person, the object of your love, right? David Benner helps us understand that by saying the father's love reflects the father's character, not the son's behavior. So no matter what our kids are doing, what kind of behaviors they have, that doesn't change our love for them. A couple of questions to reflect on. You can pause in between each one if one of these hits you and you need to go, oh, I got to sit with this for a bit. Feel free to pause. But here's the questions. Do you love your kids conditionally? Does it change day to day or based on how they're responding to you? Do you detach from your kids when they disobey you? Do you shame your kids to gain compliance? Do you demand that your kids make it up to you when they mess something up? See, if we get offended by our children's behaviors, it's a sure sign of insecurity. Offense doesn't lie in the other person's fault. Offense is our problem, right? So what I'm trying to get at here, these questions are trying to prompt and help you understand, like there's a difference between love and the other ways that we interact with our kids. That we shouldn't love them conditionally, meaning the way that we give and love and see them shouldn't change based on their behaviors or circumstances, right? We should love our kids unconditionally. That doesn't mean we don't make them be responsible for their actions and all those sorts of things, because love will drive you to do things for your kids or to have them do things for themselves that are the best for them, right? It doesn't mean it's always comfortable or always feels good. It just means that like love is selfless, right? There's this passage from the Christian Bible that is read at most weddings in America, whether it's a Christian wedding or not, because it really does a great job of helping to put some language around love. Like, we can't really define it, but if we pile all these words around it and wrap it up with this, it's a great way of kind of understanding the different facets of love. It says this: love is patient. Are you patient with your kids? Sometimes it's really hard to be patient, to see them doing the things that they're doing that you're like, I know this isn't the best thing for you, and yet I'm going to be patient. I'm going to allow this. Love is patient. Love is kind. That just means kind, like being kind. It is slow to anger. That's hard for some of us. It does not envy, meaning does not wish for things that it doesn't have for the sake of gaining or striving. It doesn't boast. That's hard. Sometimes it's nice to celebrate some things or to talk about it, but boasting isn't simply celebrating. Boasting is making a bigger deal out of something than it really is so that you can cover up for your insecurities. It is not proud. Love does not dishonor others. Love is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. And this is a hard one. Love keeps no record of wrongs. You know that stack of things that we sometimes hold on to, kids or wife or husband or whoever? That's not love. Love does not delight in evil or lies, but rejoices with the truth. So it's aligned with truth. Love and truth are aligned. It always protects. Love always trusts. Love always hopes. And love always perseveres. And because of those four things, love never fails. So maybe you have a better understanding of love after hearing this, or maybe it just reignited a piece of you that goes, oh yeah, that's right. This is true. If there's something in this lesson that resonates with you, I invite you to sit with it for a while in your silence and solitude, meditating time, and just say, what parts of my love, my character need to be worked on so I can love my kids better? Because if love flows from the character, if love flows from your heart, the inside out, then we need to make sure that the inside is good, that the character that we have, and character is what? Who we are when no one's watching. Make sure that we are loving our kids in the most selfless, caring, kind, non-anxious way. So as we close today, I want to empower you, understanding that if this challenged you today, if this kind of struck a chord within you to maybe push back or shrink back, instead of pushing back or shrinking back, would you rise up? Would you rise to the occasion to love your kids better today than you did yesterday and have a 1% marginal improvement day by day by what it looks like to learn from your past and move towards the future as a loving dad, being that dad whose character defines the way you love your kids, not your kids' behavior. And I think this is true for a lot of us in like the ethereal realm, or like, I'll always love you. Nothing can change that. But that almost always comes up in extreme circumstances. What are the ways that you can, in the ordinary day in, day out moments of life, love your kids wholly? Think about that today. What does it look like to not just be thinking about, I'd take a bullet for my kid, or I'd dive in front of a car to save them? Like, oh, those are great. That's awesome. That's self-giving, sacrificial love. Absolutely. But what are the things that you can do today that don't involve you dying, but actually involve you dying to yourself and becoming that loving father even more? None of us have arrived. We all have growth to do in this area. We have ways that we can improve. And so today, what's that thing? What's the one way that you can love your kids better today? By being more patient with them, by making more space for them, by listening to them without judgment, or maybe it's not giving them unsolicited advice when they're talking to you. So I'd love to have you comment below and for us to learn from each other. What does it look like for you and me to wholly love our kids today 1% better than we did yesterday? Thanks for showing up. We'll see you in the next episode.